Hey guys, it's Chris and Blaise from TVOvermind bringing you the newest episode of This Week in Television.
So, we're going to start off like we always do with some of the most recent television news. First piece of news is that Showtime renewed Homeland and The Affair for Homeland's 5th season and The Affair's 2nd season.
Yeah, and kind of like Homeland has had for the past 4 seasons, this will be a 12-episode season for season 5. And for The Affair, they're going to keep it a 10-episode order like they did for this season. Also, big news this week, Community added 2 not recurring stars, but series regulars for the cast of season 6 to kind of fill the void left by some of the departing actors.
Big shoes to fill.
Exactly, because you got Donald Glover missing, Jonathan Banks left after last season because he's doing Better Call Saul, and Yvette Nicole Brown left for family reasons. So you have now Paget Brewster from Criminal Minds and Keith David from Fox's short-lived comedy Enlisted. They'll both be playing new characters on Community to kind of fill these roles. So it'll be pretty interesting to see how they fit in with the other actors and the other characters. And I don't know, it's kind of a lot of changes for Community in season 6 being on Yahoo.
I trust them though.
Yeah,
you know they've done so well with the entire cast in the past. So the last but biggest piece of news for this week is that photos were released of the new Black Canary, Laurel Black Canary, played by Katie Cassidy, for Arrow, and they look very cool. I think she looks a lot better than Sarah's Black Canary, and she looks a lot more mean. So
yeah, it's definitely a different look. I even saw a tweet or a post on Instagram from Katie Lotz, who played Sarah on Arrow, and she said like even the wig looks better. She had like a Dolly Parton wig before, and now it looks kind of like a more, like you said, more serious look and everything like that. Yeah, I mean, I'm optimistic. I have no issues with Laurel. I think they're doing a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Of kind of
her arc makes a lot more sense now.
Exactly. I just hope it's not going to be too soon. Rumor has it that she will be debuting as the Canary in the mid-season finale, which is on December 9th. So part of me hopes. I mean, it might feel organic by the time we get there. That's 3 episodes away, though.
Jeez.
Yeah. For our review segment this week, we're going to talk about this past Tuesday's episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and kind of give our thoughts on what we think of season 2 so far.
You can open it up.
Okay.
You just caught up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I just caught up actually on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Kind of just binge watched season 1 over the weekend. Finished watching that and caught up on season 2. And I've really been enjoying season 2. I mean, the last like 5 or 6 episodes of season 1, especially 2, were great. But you know, I think these past, what has been 7 episodes of season 2 to start. It's been very strong start, really strong start, and I like the reveals we had this week. I really loved seeing Ward again, kind of as the villain, because I think Brett Dalton does a great job of that. I don't know. I love Adrian Palicki. So Bobby Morse is the best thing that happened to this show. So I really enjoyed the episode. What about you? What were you?
I thought it was awesome. It was probably actually like one of my favorite Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episodes to date.
Yeah.
I really liked the dual plot lines, like you said. It's really fun to watch Ward sort of have a purpose now and not just be that tough guy, top spy. You know.
Yeah.
He felt very stock at this beginning of season 1 and even decently throughout the rest of the season, and I really like what they're doing with him.
No, I agree, and I think what I like so much about what they're doing with Ward now too is, and I kind of said this to you earlier today, is that he's not working for Hydra, he's not working for S.H.I.E.L.D., he's got his own kind of agenda, and he cares about Skye. I think he cares too about the other S.H.I.E.L.D. About the other members of the S.H.I.E.L.D. team to some extent. I mean, I still think he feels bad about what happens to Fitz and Simmons at the end of season 1, but I love that he's like a villain not without a cause maybe, but like he's got his own personal agenda instead of working for this company. And I think that's really, really cool and really good to see.
He doesn't just feel like a brainwashed villain, sort of like he was manipulated by Garrett, into joining Hydra and being this double agent. Exactly. He has much more of a personality now.
Also, as the other big thing that happened this episode, what's going to happen now that we know that it's a city that the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. are looking for?
It's exciting.
That was a pretty cool reveal. Blaise definitely has some more. He's more of a comic reader than me. He has some more theories, which I don't know. Maybe we can do like a spoiler talk or a theory talk at some point. But
I think it has to tie in with the upcoming Inhumans Marvel movie.
Yep, exactly. And so it's pretty exciting. So we're pretty pumped to see what happens there.
So now we're gonna roll into our final segment for the week, our best and worst. So Chris, you can open it up.
I'd say my best from this week. I did really love S.H.I.E.L.D., but my best has to be the 200th episode of Supernatural. It was funny. That was really hilarious, actually. The music was great. We even had Dean throw in an accidental rent reference. It was just really good. I thought to just really nice callbacks to what the show was to its fans. It was like a love letter to the fans. And then we got a surprise appearance by, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, Chuck at the end, who many people believe to be God, me included. I think he is. So that was just really cool. And I don't know. I don't think that the Supernatural episodes made me smile that much in a long time. And it was just really great to see. I love that 200 episodes later, the show is still so enjoyable and so fun. I didn't really have a worst per se this week. I had issues with this week's episode of New Girl. I thought some of the storylines were problematic, that they could have kind of done a better job with the storyline between Coach and Winston and the neighbors, and also Schmidt and Cece, with Schmidt reaction to Cece's breast reduction and everything. There was kind of some moments there that were a little sexist, kind of left a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth, but overall, still an enjoyable episode. What about you?
My best for the week was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Just like I said earlier, I thought it was a very complete episode. Really liked to see them manage the dual storylines really well. Finally addressing the Coulson reveal and everything behind that, while also getting to see this chase down hunting Ward. I thought it was a lot of fun. It's setting up a lot of awesome places that the show is going to continue to move towards, and I thought it was really enjoyable. And I think my worst for the week is definitely The Flash. Again, similar to how you said for New Girl, not necessarily that it was a bad episode, but I just felt like they took this one story plot with Plastique and sort of used it to throw in a bunch of little reveals of little information. You know, we got to see Barry run on water and run up the building, and which are staple things in a Flash comic, but we've never seen him do in the show.
Oh, one last thing, since you talked about The Flash. Boxing glove, arrow, and arrow. That was the best for both. Yeah. We're gonna say that was, I could watch that GIF over and over again. But, alright guys, so that's it for this week of This Week in Television. Alright guys, that's it for this episode of This Week in Television. Make sure to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Follow Blaise and myself on Twitter at CKinger13, at Blaise Hopkins. Follow TVOvermind on Twitter as well. Visit us on Facebook. Visit TVOvermind.com.
Everything's below.
And keep watching.